Hey, it's March 2011 and welcome to your monthly news show, Supercar Spin.
In this month's show, McLaren gives us performance figures for its new supercar.
Porsche announces 2 new Boxster special editions and one of them is powered by batteries.
Jag releases smoking hot and very blue XKRS.
The Lamborghini event store features in its first official video and we see some glimpses of the interior.
And Aston Martin barely restyles a DB9 and names it a new model, the Barrage.
Hey, welcome to the show. My name is Mark.
And I'm Brendan.
And this is a show where we sift through the masses of press releases each month from the automobile world and bring you just the most interesting ones around sports cars and supercars. Well, what have we been up to this month, Brendan?
Well, I got a ride in the new Tesla all-electric, supercar.
Yeah, I guess it's called a supercar because it's supercar quick, isn't it?
3.7 to 100, yeah, and completely silent, so that was really cool.
Yeah, you also went on a photo shoot, is that right?
Yeah, of an old Honda NSX supercar. It was quite cool to see a proper studio shoot performed.
White background.
Yep.
What colour was the car?
Red.
Oh, it sounds beautiful. And I was lucky enough to take an RS4 family station wagon on the racetrack and managed to make its front brakes glow red, which was quite cool. Anyway, on to the news. McLaren have released a brilliant video of the MP412C featuring on the racetrack. It's got Jensen Button and lots of the famous car journalists from around the world.
So this is their new supercar, yeah?
That's right, the new supercar from McLaren. These guys are driving it around the track, they're getting some feedback, getting some initial exposure to the car to see what it's like, and it looks like they're ranting and raving about it. Isn't that right?
Yeah, some have said it's a bit soulless though.
I think they're the journalists that don't know what they're talking about, really. I think it's an amazing car. It really is. I think it's beautiful. It's got all the technology. It's just, I think it's just going to be a cracking car when the first proper reviews come in. So what do we already know about the car? Well, McLaren designed a purpose-built for this car, a 3.8 litre twin-turbo V8. We already knew that, but now they've released the actual statistics for it, the power and everything. It's 590 horsepower, which is 441 kilowatts for the Aussies in the room, and the torque is 600 newton metres. A lot of torque, basically, because it's a twin-turbo V8.
Yep.
What does that do to the performance? 3.3 seconds to 100 kilometres an hour, so that's really proper quick.
I mean, all the supercars are that speed now. But
it's quicker by 0.1 of a second than the Ferrari 458 Italia and the Lamborghini Superleggera. So how about that? McLaren bring out a car for the first time in years, and they beat the 2 big names in the supercar world.
On paper, yes.
Yeah, on paper, yes. Actually, the press release says if you fit Pirelli P0 Corsas, the 0 to 100 goes down to 3.1.
With a tailwind.
With a tailwind. Top speed is listed at 322 kilometres an hour, so it's a little bit slower than the other 2 cars.
Yeah.
But it's still proper quick.
My smart car will reach that.
You see, you got something against this car?
No, I'm just not that excited by it.
I think it's an amazingly beautiful car. Not as beautiful, maybe, as something like a classic Zonda. But it
seems a bit passionless and
I think it's going to be an amazing. I think it's beautiful.
Technically, it's amazing.
Maybe because it's an English car, McLaren, so I have to be back behind.
I prefer the old one.
The car's going to be launched in Europe sometime this year.
The Porsche Boxster E prototype has been revealed. What's the E stand for? Well, electric, I assume. They've basically trying to take on the Tesla. They've seen a market that's been untapped, and they're going to try to get into that market with this mobile laboratory. So it's got 2 electric motors, 180 kilowatts.
Mobile laboratory. Hang on, let me stop you, because the Porsche 918 Spyder, they call it mobile laboratory, isn't it? So what they do, these mobile laboratories that they're wheeling out from their laboratories.
It's a technology masterpiece, pretty much. Trying new technologies.
Yeah.
It's not as quick as the Tesla. It will reach 100 in 5 seconds. The Tesla reportedly will reach it in 3.7.
It's probably because it's a lot heavier, isn't it, than a Tesla?
It probably
Tesla
will be,
being based on the Lotus Elise.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see more information about that. In particular, pricing will be interesting because the Tesla's in Australia $240,000, which is a lot of money for essentially an electric Lotus. So it'll be interesting to see where the Porsche Boxster's price range is at.
Yeah, well, is it definitely going to be released?
That's the other thing, yeah.
Here we go. Some more news from Porsche. Boxster S Black Edition. Guess what? It's got it's not a high performance version like we said last month with the 911 Black Edition. It's It's basically a black edition, as in it's got black paint, black air intakes, black tailpipes, black rollover.
So hang on, it's the same as the 911.
Hang on, it's getting more exciting. Black wheels. That's the exciting bit. Black wheels. It's got a bit more power. Engine increase of 10 horsepower and torque up by 10 newton meters. So it's got a little bit more power.
So it's not nothing.
Yeah, you won't notice that, will you?
How many cars have they made? Have they limited it or something?
Yes, they've limited to 987 cars because that's the model number of the Porsche Boxster.
987,
987.
Yeah. Well, that's very boring. What's the next bit of news?
Yeah, next.
Jaguar have unveiled the XKR S, which the S stands for?
Super sport, super powerful, super car. No?
I don't actually know what it stands for, but it's actually just got more power, basically. So 30 more kilowatts.
Okay, yeah. What's that in horsepower?
I don't really care.
It's 50. So I know these things.
Okay. The 0 to 100 is 4.4, so it's fast
quick.
for a mobile lounge room.
Well, yeah, it's got a lot of lever, a lot of technology and everything in that, so 4.4 seconds to 100 is quick.
They've modified the suspension, put lightweight wheels on it, and modified the styling a little bit. Yeah,
the photos show that it's got like this chinny chin kind of squared off bit down the front and black spoiler, which looks really cool. And it looks really good in blue, doesn't it?
I think it looks amazing in that colour, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I love it. I'm English, so I will love it, of course. Oh no, it's owned by Tata now, isn't it?
I don't know, actually.
Yeah, Tata.
What's Tata, the sauce?
No, not the sauce. The Indians, Tata, the big... Anyway, next article. Lamborghini have released a new official video of the Aventador LP700-4. We've been talking a lot about this car over the last few months. You might be bored of us talking about it, but we're not. It's a very good, it's official video. It's shot in the snow. It's not showing the car going sideways or anything exciting like that, but it's it does show some first glimpses of the interior, which is kind of interesting. You thought the steering wheel looks like
a Ferrari 458, yeah.
I didn't think so. I thought it looked like the one out in the Gallardo. But what I did find interesting is the paddles, the gear change paddles, are not attached to the steering wheel. They're attached to the steering column, which is a bit weird because as you're going around a corner and, you know, you've got to kind of move your hand down here to change up a gear. So, you know, why?
I guess you're not supposed to change gears mid-corner anyway, are you? But
well, you know, if you're doing it correctly...
I agree, though. I do agree.
We're not the best track drivers in the world, have to confess, but... Yeah, I mean, you should be able to go around the corner, and especially with its seamless shift. Yeah. Anyway, don't get too bogged down on that. In my honest opinion, though, it sounds very similar to, from the video, to the Murcielago's V12.
Well, it's a naturally aspirated V12, like a Lamborghini, so it's going to sound similar.
But I thought it would sound just, you know, they tune it a little bit to make it sound a little bit better. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The US first year sales have already been basically sold out.
Like, I think that's pretty normal.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
Lamborghini.
You like the look of this car, don't you?
I think it looks amazing, yeah.
I personally prefer the roundness of the McLaren.
Yeah, but you need glasses.
No, I don't. Well, I do. Yeah, I know. I will personally be putting my bets on the McLaren MP12 4C.
In what way?
As in, I think it will be a better car around.
Okay. I'll take the Lambo, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Next article is from Aston Martin. The Virage has been released. It's basically, or actually, apparently it's not an updated DB9 or a toned down DBS. It's a Virage.
A Virage. It's like a mirage.
I don't know what it is, but it sits between the two. That's where they've positioned it.
Yeah. So what's changed?
I don't know.
What's new? What makes it a Virage? What makes it not a DB9?
It's got side skirts, but wait for it. The interior changes. The sat-nav has been upgraded to a Garmin system.
Well, that's great because the Aston Martin sat-nav, you always know, when I took a DB9 for a drive for a weekend, sat-nav was terrible.
Yeah. I blame you, but you said the sat-nav was terrible, yeah.
No, the sat-nav they use is out of the Volvo. It's just terrible.
Yeah, okay. So, well, that's the only change on the inside that they've reported.
Yeah, nothing else different. And this is a new model?
Yes.
Right.
So it's not a DB9.
Yep.
It's not a DBS.
It's a Virage.
That's right.
It's a Virage.
So... yeah, I think it looks okay. I just don't really like the side skirts.
I just think this looks hideous. And from what they've taken a beautiful car, the DB9 and the DBS, and they put these kind of...
It's a little bit tacky.
I wouldn't say hideous. It's a bit harsh. But they put basically surfboards down the side and on the front. It just looks too chiseled, too angular around the front. It kind of ruins the lines. I think the DB9 and the DBS is such a beautiful car. Whatever they do to change it, they run the risk of making it not as good looking. Yeah. Yeah,
I agree. And my biggest issue is I don't see the point of it positioned between two cars that are already pretty close together. I guess.
Yeah, it's like, what's the difference?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Which one would you choose?
A DBS.
Yeah, of course.
Actually, no, V12 Vantage.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all the best bits of the news for this month.
Don't forget you can subscribe to us on our YouTube channel and on iTunes for free. Just search for the word Supercar Spin.
You can watch this show and all the previous shows in HD on YouTube.
This is the last time we're filming Supercar Spin at Zonda HQ. For next month, we've built a brand new studio with some very expensive looking props in the background. So check out that. We're very excited about that. Well, that's all of the news from us, from Mark.
And from Brendan.
We'll see you next month.